It's a theory that's been passed through the generations since the Empire State first became the world's tallest building back on March 31st, 1931. It's said that if you make it all the way up the building's 1,860 steps and stand a whopping 102 stories above the New York sidewalk, all you'd have to do to kill the pedestrians on the street below is drop a penny. The idea is that even a tiny object, like a coin, can gather enough speed when dropped from a sufficiently great height that it effectively turns into a bullet, splitting open the head of anyone unfortunate enough to be standing underneath.
But exactly how true is this? Could the insignificant act of letting a single coin fall from a great height carry a murder charge? I'm Stu, this is Debunked, and we're here to sort the truths from the myths and the facts from the misconceptions.
So, how fast would this hypothetical penny be falling when it hit some unsuspecting hypothetical tourist on their hypothetical noggin? Well, since we're atop the Empire State Building in this curious caper, let's assume that the penny we're dropping is a standard American 1-cent coin. Now, around here is where we hit our first problem. The fundamental problem with this concept is that it assumes the penny will continue to gather speed for much longer than it actually would. In reality, falling objects can only move so fast. This is all because Earth is encased in a cozy layer of gases known as the atmosphere. The portion we're concerned with is actually called the troposphere, the lowest region that's closest to the ground. Everything moving around on the Earth's surface has to move through it, and as a result, will encounter air resistance. As the force of gravity pulls the penny faster and faster towards the ground, the amount of air resistance increases. Eventually, the accelerating forces will be balanced out by the air resistance, meaning the penny won't be able to go any faster. It will have reached its maximum speed, also known as its terminal velocity. A penny reaches its terminal velocity after falling a mere 15 meters, which is only slightly taller than the letters in the Hollywood sign. This means that a penny falling from any height exceeding 15 meters will hit the ground at the same speed. The more astute among you will have realized that the Empire State Building is, in fact, taller than 15 meters, standing proudly at an impressive 443 meters, or 1,454 feet. Considering the fact that the 5th floor of the Empire State Building stands at around 22 meters, dropping the penny from the observation deck on either the 86th or 102nd floor is simply a waste of time and money, since a ticket to the observation deck will set you back $34. A standard American 1-cent coin weighs in at 2.5 grams. A penny of this weight, when dropped from a distance of over 15 meters, will reach the blistering speed of around 40 kilometers per hour, or 25 miles per hour. This isn't even close to fast enough to kill someone, or even harm them very much at all. It might sting a little, but you'd certainly live to bore everyone with the story of how you got hit by a penny while walking past the Empire State Building on your Sex and the City tour.
What the bloody hell was that? Oh, a penny. That would have killed me.
Part of the reason for this is that pennies are hopelessly unaerodynamic. They are flat, light metal discs, so they encounter a lot of air resistance, causing them to move and spin erratically, which significantly slows their descent. Furthermore, all of these calculations are made on the assumption of entirely unrealistic perfect weather conditions, and don't take into account the likely effects that wind would have on the coin. Indeed, the Empire State Building itself creates updraft. When wind hits the side of the building, it's forced upwards, causing anything light that is dropped off the top of the building to blow back up, often landing on ledges outside the upper floors. So your projectile may not even make it to the ground, let alone the soft, gooey folds of a New Yorker's brain. So, what if we remove the effects of air resistance altogether and encase the entirety of the Empire State Building in an airless vacuum? If this were even remotely possible, and I'm afraid it isn't, the lack of air resistance would allow the penny to reach speeds of around 320 kilometers an hour, or 200 miles per hour. This might be fast enough to cause some injury to the top of the person's head, but fortunately, it still probably won't kill them.
Ah!
Of course, you could simply opt to throw something more aerodynamic off the top of the building. Depending on the design and quality, a ballpoint pen might remain stable enough to zip through the air like a javelin. Scientists have been hard at work on this concept and have predicted a reasonably well-made pen could fall as fast as 320 kilometers an hour under perfect weather conditions, as fast as a penny in a vacuum. Given that the tips of most pens are fairly narrow and made of metal, if one hit the top of your head, death isn't necessarily impossible. Of course, if you're really intent on assassinating someone standing outside the Empire State, stop messing around with pennies and pens and chuck a microwave off the top. Not that we endorse that. We don't. We do not endorse that. Oh, and a little fun fact to end on, there's actually a secret 103rd floor above the official top floor. It has a balcony with just a waist-high wall to protect visitors from falling off the edge, but I'm afraid it's closed off to the public. Thanks for watching and continuing to support our channel. We work on our videos around our regular job, so it may take us a little while longer than some other channels you may be subscribed to. But please stick with us and we'll do our best to have another video out to you soon. In the meantime, there should be a thumbnail on screen now with a video you haven't seen yet, so make sure you check that out.